Like, maybe I just play the 3 side of her. So if they do have more counter magic, we can still pay that. And if they have a non-creature with converted mana cost 4 or greater, which next turn would sort of hit that symbol, then we can block a Ruski. What if they have an extinction event, though? What do they hit? They hit odd. Oh, no. Set them up perfectly for an extinction event. Oh, but they can't cast it. That's beautiful. What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and I'm on the wrong side of the screen. Hold up. What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today, are you ready to dive into a freezing cold, snowy mythic moth? That's right, we're playing Mothra, Supersonic Queen. And this deck actually made it all the way to Mythic number 84 or 86, something like that. It went from like Diamond 4 to Mythic 84 or 86, which is insanely good. And we could use this big old Mothra creature, Broodmoth, which everyone loves. And whenever it first came out, again, this is one of those cards that kind of got clowned around on, but now everyone's like, ooh, bow down to the Mythic Moth. So 4 mana, 3/4 flying. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. This is really strong when you couple it with a Mono White Aggro deck that has things like Season, which is already hard to kill, Luminarch, which builds up all your creatures, Selfless, which protects all your creatures, so of course you can sacrifice it, bring it back, and then sacrifice it again to essentially giving you 2 protections in the same creature. Same thing with Outslid, right? It costs you 2 mana, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it gives you protection, so equally so you can give 2 of your creatures protection and then swing straight through your opponent's forces, just laughing all the way. Anyways, a couple of new cards that we have in the deck. Usher of the Fallen. This has become a really popular card as it's a 1 mana 2/1, so solid stat line. And then if you don't want to, if you're not feeling comfortable with it, you don't have to throw down another creature, or if you don't have another creature, really. I don't know what I'm talking about if you're not comfortable with it. If you have another creature, play another creature. If you don't have another creature, pay 2 and boast this creature, and then you'll have another creature. Or come, mid to late game, it allows you to rebuild your board state and all that fun stuff. A couple other new cards we need to take a look at. We have Radan, God of the Worthy. I don't know if I'm saying the first part right, so we'll just refer to her as God of the Worthy from now on because, well, she is very, very worthy. Worthy. Y'all know what I'm saying. 3 mana, 2/3, Flying Vigilance, legendary creature. This is another god, and, well, it has a very godly ability. Snowlands your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped, which means if they're playing basic Snowlands, I'm looking at you, Mono Red Snow, they enter tapped, which is really good for us. Non-creature spells your opponent's cast with converted mana cost 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. And now I'm looking at you, control decks, which play, Extinction Event and Doomscar and all that kind of crazy big board wipe stuff. This card is so excellent at just chopping them right at the knees, right when they think they're about to clear you and, home run stretch. You throw this down and then they can't. They can't even afford it. They don't have the time to ramp before you're going to take them out, which is essentially the whole reason for this card being in the deck. The flip side of this, also really good, and if you don't think your creature is going to live, then definitely go for the legendary artifact, as this is really strong as well. So the Protector Shield, 4 mana legendary artifact. If a source an opponent control would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 1 of that damage. Pretty decent if your opponent's that kind of ticking down deck, right? Like a ticking time bomb or whatever. And then whenever you or another permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless his controller pays 1, which is, well, really good. Moving us right along, we do have 4 copies of Skyclave and 2 copies of Lotus to help us bring back, our smaller creatures and take out our opponent's creatures, all that lovely stuff. We're running 1 copy of Legion Angel as, well, whether it works with Mothra or not, a 4/3 flying creature that pulls out another 4/3 flying creature and then pulls out another 4/3 flying creature. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Is just bonkers good. Now, this deck does have a sideboard with it. We're not really going to use it today because y'all know I like to play best of 1, and, well, I know a lot of you do too, so that's what we're going to be playing. Another cool card in the deck, and this is where we kind of get the whole snow feature from, minus the Radan, God of the Worthy. We have a Faceless Haven, right? So pay 3 snow mana, Faceless Haven becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance in all creature types until end of turn. It's still a land. Nice thing about this, 1, 3 mana, 4/3 with vigilance is just really good in general. 2, it tucks itself back into being a land after your turn. So the opponent's Extinction Event won't hit it, their Doomscar won't hit it, all that stuff. It really just gets to avoid it because, well, it's a land. And finally, the really, really nice thing about it is if your opponent's foolish and they see it on the board and they're like, oh, I'm going to take out my opponent's land and wahahaha, but you have a Mothra down, Faceless Haven does come back, and it comes back with a flying counter on it, which is kind of crazy because I've never seen a flying land before, but I can tell you now it's probably scary as hell. So that's going to do it for the deck tech breakdown, or, you know, whatever you want to call this little intro bit. Hope you've been enjoying the new editing style, the new intros, all that kind of stuff. If so, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section, and of course, subscribe for more. Without further ado, though, we're going to dive into this snowy mythic moth. Ung. Ung. Like young, but without the Y. Anyways, looks like a fair hand here. We're going to keep this, you know, the Selfless Savior. If it can live long enough, having the moth come down on top of that is just, it's just beautiful. A snowy, mythic-y, mothy doggo. I don't know. I'm going somewhere with this sentence. I just don't know where. I actually am going to go ahead and drop the Luminarch, as strange as it may sound. Probably just gonna go ahead and bop her up one too. But yeah, this way we can go ahead and start getting the counters and increasing the value of our creatures. Season's good too. It allows us to deal a little bit more damage a little bit quicker, but Luminarch allows us to build damage sooner. So I think long run Luminarch wins. I think short run Seasoned wins. I think mid-range Luminarch wins, given your creatures can survive, and well, we have the Selfless, so that's why I went with the Luminarch. Anyways, opponent's just going to be pulling Yorion over this turn. Happy to see that, because it means they probably won't really be playing anything else. Now, they're not really a snow deck, but they might have a spell that Raydan wants to counter. I can also just drop a Seasoned and an Usher, and we'll still be fine from board wipe, right? We'll still have plenty of damage. This is actually more damage. As much as I like the idea of Raydan, this is more damage. So let's go ahead and get in for 4, knock him down to 15. Next turn we have a solid 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 potential damage, which, yeah, that's not too bad. Again, they may have the board wipe here, the Doom Scar. If so, we save the Luminarch, we save the Seasoned. They do indeed. Alright, so we save you. And we save you. I think we get rid of the Skyclave. No, we gotta get rid of this Season, right? Because we already have a Season. We're not too far off from lethal. So we're still gonna deal 7 on this turn, put him down to 8. See, the thing with this targeted ability is, what if they just have more board wipe? Of course, if they do, then Raydan, the actual creature, will be better. Let's play this side. It guarantees that they can't board wipe us, right? I think. And we'll build up the Season, because that is the creature that's going to live through whatever, right? So they're down to 8. Even if they board wipe us, Season has them on a 2-turn timer still, all on its own. But we got down Raydan, God of the Worthy. Was it the right play? I don't know. The other one, they only had to pay 1. This way they have to pay 2, so, you know, in my mind, 2 is greater than 1. Anyways, Ung, what you got for me? It can't be a Doomscar, because you can't afford it. They could play down a Yorion. Glass Casket. That's not horrible. Take out the Seasoned, right? We still have 5, 6 damage. I can Skyclave, take out Casket, get Seasoned back, but not really sure what good that does. So we have 5, 6, 7 damage this turn if we just play the Luminarch. I don't want to commit too much and then them board wipe, but they still can't pay for the board wipe even next turn, right? They'll only be at 6 mana. I feel like I go Skyclave, don't play Luminarch, take Glass Casket, that way I can have Season back, and no matter what, you know, well, theoretically, no matter what, we should be able to get to lethal. Now, they could just counter our Skyclave here, in which case, you know, it sucks, but it happened. Nope, didn't get countered. It's going to land, and ooh, we get it all back. Wow, I did not expect that to go so smoothly, but, you know, here we are. Omen of the Sea, they're just drawing some cards. You had me fooled there, Ung, I'm not going to lie. Thought you were going to counter me. Not that it caused me to play any differently, but, you know. What could have been? What could have been? Alrighty. Let's see. All attack for me. They're down to 2, so we really just... excuse me. We really just need the Season to live, and I can't think of like an all-encompassing board wipe in white-blue that also exiles. Now, that's not to say they couldn't pull some trick out of their sleeve or whatever, you know, but Omen gains them a little bit of life, but we still have enough to, yeah, okay. I was about to say we can just fly over and swing around, you know. Crabby Fox. Ooh, I've never met a Crabby Fox before. All the foxes I've met have been Sly. Some people may get that joke, some people won't, and that, you know, that's okay too. I still like you all the same. So we're gonna drop the Selfless turn 1. I should have dropped Owlslid, but my thinking here is if we can get to the Lotus on turn 3, then Selfless is like free protection. free for free. I don't know why that commercial always gets stuck in my head, but you know, here we are. I guess we play down Seasoned Hollow Blade. I'm not going to use the Selfless to save the season, that's for sure. I might actually just, you know, have my season countered. Well, that's fine. At least, you know, we got that counter spell out of the way. Maybe they won't have one lined up for Lotus, and I'll have a good, happy day. Good, happy day. All right, Lotus, don't fail me now. I really need you to land, buddy. I guess we could have also just went for the Usher or the Owlslid, but, you know, they just cast a counterspell. What are the chances that they have 2 in their hand, you know? And what are the chances that someone is crazy enough to see 2 tap lands in their hand and be like, yeah, give me this. 3 or 4, actually, because they had these 2 as well, right? All right, Crabby Fox, don't take your day's anger out on me. We'll be all right. So we got some options here. We have the Raydan that we can obviously, you know, do her stuff with. Usher and Owlslid and all that stuff. We're going to swing in first and foremost. I want to see where we're sitting. We're sitting pretty. I don't think I want to commit all my mana to Raydan, but at the same time I do. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I just play the 3 side of her. So if they do have more counter magic, we can still pay that. And if they have a non-creature with converted mana cost 4 or greater, which next turn would sort of hit that symbol, then we can block a Rooski. What if they have an extinction event though? What do they hit? They hit odd. Oh no. Set them up perfectly for an extinction event. Oh, but they can't cast it. That's beautiful. Alright, well then do I just flood the board? I think so. I think I flood the board with damage. If we can cut off their extinction event, which is kind of what the purpose of Raydan is, right? To maybe delay even a turn if they have to use targeted removal for her instead. You know, there we go. I think that's what we did. GG. Crabby Fox. I would be crabby too if I was Sultai and guaranteed, you know, promised land victory and then got it taken away the first 4 turns. Raccoon Dog. What's up with all these animals? Stay. We've faced the Crabby Fox. Raccoon Dog. That one's 2 and 1. Anyways, we're gonna keep this hand. I'll stop chitter chattering. Is that the phrase? Anyways, we drew the land that we absolutely needed. That was definitely vital to our survival. Anyways, we also, I gotta stop saying anyways. It's such an easy word for me to just toss out transitionally, and it's not great. It sounds okay here and there, but it's not like an all the time kind of thing, you know? It's not like a PB&J. PB&J is a kind of sandwich you could probably eat, not necessarily on the daily, but on the every other daily.
What?
Does that make sense? And be perfectly fine. Anyways is not that kind of sandwich. It's the ham and cheese. It's good when it's good, but you can't have it every day. You're gonna get burnt out on it quick, and then you'll have this whole aversion to ham for a little while, because y'all know what I'm talking about.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Anyways, Bloodchief's Thirst, taking out our 1 mana creature. That's cool. I didn't really like Usher anyways. I didn't mean to use it there. It wasn't used as a transitional. It was used as a matter of fact, I think. We got a discard. What are we discarding here? I think I just discard a land. You know, we got 4 of them. We can spare one, right? Sure. I can spare a land. Now, Usher's in the graveyard, but we don't actually have a way of protecting this Lotus. You know what I mean? I can Skyclave the Elder Fang. That's certainly an option. Or get down Raydan. That does stop if they have a 4 CMC, but again, we can't really protect her, so I'd rather go for the 4 mana Raydan if I'm being honest. Maybe we just take the Elder Fang, swing in with Season. I mean, it's good solid damage. It gets their creature off the board, you know. I feel like it's alright. Opponent is playing Snow, and they... Snow Elves? I don't know. I would be willing to bet that this is not Blood on the Snow. What is that other card? Haunting Voyage. But I don't know, because they're pretty high rank. If they're playing Haunting Voyage and they're that, you know, I say pretty high rank, they're in gold. But if they're doing decent with Haunting Voyage, I want to know. I want to know what love is, and I want you to show me. Sometimes I just work songs in, and I love it. I love how seamless it is, at least to me. You know, y'all may be like, Chance, that was horrible. Please never do that again. Just know that I enjoy it. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. What? That's crazy. I could turn my Faceless Haven online. I could. And then sacrifice that. But then we're essentially paying 4 mana to dodge whatever this is. I think I actually sacrificed the Season. Because Lotus can always bring a Season back, right? No biggie. This is decent. But it runs out sooner than the Raydan does. But, you know what? Let's just drop the shield. I haven't ever seen this shield, so I want to be protected. It's not necessarily as fancy as Captain America's shield. Well, I don't know. It's got a few pieces sticking off the end. This looks like a decoration shield, not really a one you'd use in combat, right? Like, you're going to cut your own wings on that thing. Binding the Old Gods, well... yeah. It's interesting. Let's go and get down to Ludus. I should be using my Faceless Haven as an actual creature attacker more often, but y'all know when I have a Ludus available and I have creatures in the graveyard and I can pull them out, I love to pull them out. We can use Faceless Haven on a later turn, like next turn, right? We'll have a big old board state, it'll be great. Let's see what they have. Hopefully no Blood on the Snow, although that's a 6 mana card, isn't it? So 5 wouldn't really do it. Binding the Old Gods to take out the Ludus? Fine. I didn't like Lotus anyways. I just wanted the Season back early. Just wanted my Season back. Alright, so Faceless Haven can come online this turn. I wouldn't dare tapping it. So if I tap there and there, but it still costs 3. So we would have to play down the land. Right. Well, I think we just turn on Faceless Haven. Bam, bam, bam. And call it, maybe? Like, we could play down a land, but I just don't know what the land is going to do for us. I don't think we need another Seasoned on the board. I think that's committing a little too much. I think I'll leave it as is, honestly. I know we could have gotten the Season down thanks to the Faceless, but we still have 3 creatures, so they'd have to get like 2, 3. They'd have to get 3 creatures down, actually, because even Skyclave is lethal here. I don't know. Maybe they have the board wipe. Even if they do, though, we have the Faceless Haven, so they'd have to have board wipe and bring something back, but they don't have anything to bring back. Raccoon Dog, I really don't understand what you're going for here. I'm kind of interested. Please, amuse me. Show me the ways. Yoda?
Do. Or do not. There is no try.
Yoda's not a raccoon dog, but, you know, if... I was going to say, if there were 2 animals that most closely resembled Yoda, it'd be a raccoon and a dog. But then we're ending up right back at the same sentiment of what I just said. Taking out Skyclave, that's a pretty good answer to stuff, but we still have the Faceless Haven, so is it enough? Okay. It's not. Cool. That was kind of anticlimactic, but I'll take a victory nonetheless. And this deck is on fire, actually. Actually, it's on fire. Please, somebody get me a fire extinguisher.